Good morning, everybody on YouTube.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Morning Drive.
YouTubers.
Ooh. Now, see, I have to do this.
All right, so we're getting ready to go live on Facebook. So, you guys ready for this? Are you all ready for this?
I'm ready as I will be.
All right, here we go. I need to.
It's not. It doesn't flash on their one yet. So.
Hold on. Hold on just a second, everybody.
Now, see it. Mine. Oh, here we go.
All right, now it's going to go.
Now, watch your notifications. No. Just watch it.
They can't
There it
see
is.
you guys. They can just hear you guys do
Now, refresh like this.
it.
Watch.
Good morning! Coming to you live from Axe Media Group headquarters here in beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay with your hosts, Matt und Jay. Of course, we got a special guest, and I do mean special guest in the studio with us today. We got Steve Highlander is on the show with us today. Good morning,
Highlander.
Steve. You're not
Hey,
Steve.
buddy.
Steve McAllister. I know too many Steves.
Hey, that's
There's
okay.
Steve Schultz, Steve Highlander, Steve Jobs, Steve Barry. Watch as they work together.
So you want to like and share it.
Like and share. Technology. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bow this music out nice and slow. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
And I'm Steve.
That happens.
Not Highlander McAllister.
Gotcha.
And you'll want to mute your volume.
Is that an iPhone?
No, it's an Apple. I mean, it's Android. And I don't know why I turned everything down.
Good.
So I lost it.
You lost it.
Yep. I went too far.
How did you lose it? I lost it a long time ago.
All right,
That
we're there.
makes it better.
So, see, I don't understand why it...
Just turn your volume down.
There we go. There we go.
Don't mute it. Just turn it down.
All right, so we're here.
Hey, we are here and we are having a great time. I love this picture of Jim on our Facebook page. It's like it's just him standing there in a suit and tie with no smile on his face. It's hard to get a picture of Jim smiling.
Jim
It
Taft.
is. We still love you, though, Jim.
Absolutely, we love. I wish they were down here more often.
This is
I
the
miss him already.
gymnasium.
The gymnasium. I see what you did there. All right. So good morning, Marsha
good.
Holland, Jonathan Kretzman, Jason B. Cobb, Steve McAllister. I about called you Highlander again.
Good
Brother
morning.
Highlander, nothing personal. Is he watching, by the way?
I don't know if he is or not. I found out that some people watch. I mean, they watch later, so we don't know that they watch.
Yeah, 'cause he's
so
in-
people come up to me all the time at work. "Oh, so I caught your show the other day. I'm like, wait, what?
How do you say it? MPG or where he's at, PNG or something? The country.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he's.
Are you
out
saying
back.
he's a pansy?
No,
I said
I'm
that
not saying that.
Like
Something happened to my volume.
I don't know. How's
like Sean Connery, pansy? Is she a pansy?
that was good.
What's wrong with your volume?
It's high, really high.
Well, you had to turn it up.
My
for
ears aren't burning, so that's good.
Dennis code yesterday.
That was it.
So you need to turn it down.
No,
Can you get
I'll
up
be
and turn it
okay.
down? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Nothing against Dennis either.
Hopefully not.
He likes to have his volume high, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, he's hard of hearing, and exactly. I was listening to Mom the other day beg Dad to go back to the doctor and get his hearing aids adjusted. Because we went out shooting here about a month. What was it, a month ago?
Uh-huh.
Were you with us?
No.
Jordan was with us.
Yeah.
And Dad had his earplugs in, but they were barely in. And I thought, man, those don't look like they're in very well. And afterwards, and I ended up still having to go and, even with the earplugs they gave me, go and get some of the ear muffs over that. Downside to that is I couldn't hear anything, literally, except for the high-pitched whine that my ears make all the time. Because, I have tinnitus, where, your ears ring.
Yeah.
That's caused by the hair on your around your eardrum that vibrate, right? Well, when they bend or they're damaged, you can't repair them, so it causes a ring in your ear. That's why some people have a hard time hearing, is because not only are their eardrums, I guess, aging, but also those hairs. If you don't have those little hairs in your ears, you can't hear. It overpowers your hearing with the high pitch squealing, essentially, the ringing in your ears. But they have ways to fix that to make it better, anyways, with hearing aids.
Yeah, that's
To
what my mom
compensate,
did.
yeah.
It's crazy. You go in, you do these tests, right, and then they give you a set of hearing aids that specifically cater to dampening that particular tone and enhancing others. It's crazy because no hearing aid is the same. Like I could take my dad's hearing aid and it probably wouldn't work for me at all.
Have you ever seen those phones where they, I guess, you can have hearing aids that adjust to phones when you're on the phone, but then there's the old phones with the cord. They used to actually have volume control on them.
Yeah. Well, they've also got, you'd have to take your hearing aid out to use a regular
Right,
office
that's
phone.
what she did.
They actually make special, like, Dr. Paul has special hearing aids. He's got a thing hanging around his neck, and it turns it into a Bluetooth. So he could actually be listening to doing a Bluetooth phone call, or listening to something that's listening to music with his hearing aids in.
He's a pretty hip dude.
Yeah, and those were like 11
Yeah.
year ago he got those. So they
Wow.
were top of the line. Like when he had the guy on that does the hearing aid stuff, he said, what we've got now will make those that you've got look like ancient relics. He said, we got stuff now that's just incredible, but they're also incredibly expensive.
Huh?
Exactly. I guess that's what I'm going to be saying for the rest of my life because I can't afford hearing aids.
Yeah, me either.
I'll just apparently speak. I know sign language a little bit, but I can't read lips. It's funny.
Steve McAllister. David Holland. Hello, everyone. Glad to see you, Steve. That's what he says.
Morning.
Well, glad to see
Jessica
you too, Dave.
Batson.
Good morning.
Welcome to the party, Jessica. It's good to see you.
I wonder if
Sorry.
my other friends from school will be on this morning. My friend Cindy said that she'd be on, so we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's if you're listening, Cindy. Hello, welcome to the party. I think it really is a party.
It really is. It can be.
Yeah, we need to bring on some of those. You know, the little
party
blow. Yeah,
Party horns.
Party horns?
yeah, or the blower, the little.
Yeah.
They roll out and then roll back up.
I don't know what you call them, but I know what you're talking about. Or
Yeah.
party horns, or hats.
They're party
Streamers.
blowers. They're party blowers.
What are we
Yeah,
talking
there you
about here?
We're talking about this is a party.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
We should make it look like we are having a party.
We should have Dancing Queen by ABBA playing as our intro song, just for fun.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
Dancing Queen. It's actually a really good song. I'm sure everybody here has heard it.
Yes.
It does have a tendency of making you feel a little feminine whenever you listen to it.
There is a show in Branson, the best of Branson, or I can't even talk this morning.
Best man. I heard that
ABBA.
before.
Yeah,
The best of ABBA.
yep. Yeah,
Nice.
they do an ABBA tribute. It's really cool.
Is it hot in here? Is it just me? It's probably just me.
Feels great in here to me.
Oh yeah, it feels
Sorry.
great.
Well, of course, I don't have the
Are you
AC
saying
down,
you're a
so
hot dude or what?
I just, I don't have the heat up I don't have the heat up, Jay.
No, you have a coat on
Yes.
I thought he was trying to say he was a hot dude.
and an Egyptian cotton shirt.
Yeah, well, this is really
So I'm going to have to get the long underwear, and then I'm going to have to get bigger shirts and stuff so I can wear thermal stuff underneath.
Now, are
it.
you going to wear, like, the black long underwear?
I'll probably just get different colors, I suppose.
Well, because it's not see. Just make sure they tell me.
Robin Katie says, okay, ... Now I'm going to be singing that all day.
Yeah,
2
yeah.
exclamation points.
Thanks.
It's a good song. I like it.
is.
Yeah.
I like ABBA. I mean, I don't really listen to music anymore. It's crazy because I'm a musician.
I was just gonna
Isn't
say.
that dumb? That's dumb, isn't it? I mean, I play music a lot. I play a lot of
Why
music.
listen to it when you can play it?
Right. Why? When you can experience it firsthand.
That's right.
Tanner he texts me all the time whenever he learns something new about the guitar. He's like, "Dad, is it possible to play guitar and or play lead and sing at the same time?" I said, "Yes, but son, it is very difficult. I mean, you can stop singing and play lead for a few seconds, but then you have to go back to singing and just playing rhythm. I mean, unless you can practice. I mean, there are people that do it. I don't know how they do it, but they do.
That's
Practice.
real professionalism.
How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Well, you go down, take a left, and then take another right, and it's on your second left from there.
Practice, practice, practice.
Ah.
Exactly.
I got some Mentos,
Nice.
All right.
the Fresh Makers.
Not
These are
a
really
sponsor.
stout little mints. Do you want one? They're
Maybe later.
you sure?
And they're not a sponsor.
No, they're not a sponsor.
No.
They
Oh.
so close. That was an ordeal. Everybody was on the edge of their seat with that one.
I know, right?
Like,
Watch it roll.
oh man, so close yet so far away.
And you're doing.
I'm like, okay, what do I do? I don't want to reach for it and knock everything
I'm
off
just
of the
gonna say,
table.
should we reach for it? No.
No.
Just watch it roll off.
Right.
Marcia says, God put it on my heart to share about grieving and addiction. Yeah. Grieving. Marcia is grieving right now. She lost her mother. And so keep her family in your prayers. And then addiction, she deals with that every day with the ladies at her house that she runs.
Or as grieving may relate to addiction, too.
Absolutely.
That's a very careful thing. I grieved the loss of my father, but you got to remember, this is not the answer, and it is, and you already know if you are an addict, you know where it's going to lead.
Exactly.
And it is not the answer, and it will not make things better. Things may feel better for a moment, but then they will consistently go downhill.
That's
Yeah.
what Satan wants you to do. And it's a feel-good thing right at the beginning, but then eventually it leads to either permanent damage of some sort or death.
Well,
Or
our
both.
church, and I have to give a shout out to our church, First Baptist Church of Springfield, gave Marcia, I can't remember how many of these, but the recovery Bibles,
Oh, yeah?
the life recovery Bibles, not to be confused with the recovery version,
Yeah.
because that's not what everybody thinks.
I need to get a new Bible. The one I've got, I don't really like. I'd like to get a new King James or a King James.
I need to
do
get a
that.
good study Bible.
I got a New King James Study Bible right over there that I use, not as much as I should, because I listen to my Bible more than read it. Because if I'm, driving around or whatever, I like to listen to
Yeah,
the
it's
Word of
not a
God.
good idea to read.
What have you been reading? Anything
I just,
particular?
I just start with the scripture of the day usually,
Yeah.
which is really good. Like for instance, on Bible Gateway,
I love that, by the way. Bible Gateway's huge. I love doing that.
blessed are you when they revile and persecute you, and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Matthew chapter 5, verses 11 and 12. So we are going to come under persecution. As Christians, as followers of Christ, we will be persecuted. It didn't say that you might be, it said you will be. Why? Because they persecuted him. The world hates him. The world hates salvation in general. And the enemy is
Well,
completely
they hate
against...
their own conscience.
Yeah. Well, they don't. They do whatever they can to shut it up.
And
Exactly.
and they're trying to prove it by removing consequence from every action.
Right.
Any action that you
Stephanie
take
Shaw,
that
morning.
would cause
Morning,
a
Steve
negative
Schultz.
consequence. There, and I heard it said by somebody. All of this sexualization of children and all.
Let's pray for Jessica also.
Her
disability hearing is today.
This is going to be a big
I'm
deal
praying for you. I know what you're going
when
through.
the lawsuits come out. When these children grow up and say, "Why did you do this to me?" What I was a child.
Yeah, it's like I'm not worried that the suicide rate it's going to increase.
It will, and I think that it is the principalities and powers that the devil himself influences on such large scales, and affects such large percentages of the population. I think that's his personal work, that he is a real person. He's out there actually doing work to achieve and accomplish his own goals, which are not to win the battle, because he knows he can't. God threw him out of heaven and he's not gotten back in, so he knows he can't win,
Right.
or else he'd be in heaven now.
Right.
So his goal is to destroy what it is that God loves, and to make what God loves hate him. And so we hate the consequence of our actions. And we're not supposed to. We're supposed to love the consequences of our actions because it teaches us.
Yeah, and also, if we do right the first time, we don't have to worry about the consequences.
And consequences is a natural way of arriving at justice.
You know, they say that consequences are either good or they're good, or they're bad, depending on the situation.
Well, if society wants to remove consequence, there's going to be a immense wake of victims in its path.
Right.
And those victims are going to eventually be heard. And when they're starting to ask the questions, why did you do this to me? Why did you allow this? What could I have done about it? What can I do about it now? That's when they arrive at the dangerous question for those perverts who are trying to affect so many people so that they can have what they want. When those people say, what can I do now? That's when the true perpetrators will be in the sights of justice.
Exactly.
That's sorry, I'm setting something up here. What were we talking about? Sorry.
Action and consequence.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I accidentally put a big picture of Jim Whining up right here instead of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, see, we do love you.
Did you really put that
Jim.
up there?
Yeah. Look on my.
Oh,
look
yeah,
up.
yeah. That's Mr. Jim Whining.
Yeah.
Reverend Jim
Yeah.
Whining. Or Cardinal.
No, it's
Is it
Bishop.
Bishop.
Doctor
I was gonna say
Reverend
Cardinal.
Bishop Jim Whining.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
That's a new title for you.
Yep, yep.
Now, is that?
I hope he's watching.
So do I.
There we go. Boom. Back to normal there. I was just trying to see if I could actually do that, and I can apparently. But
I was going to say, we salute
Good
you.
morning, Stephanie.
Stephanie Shar,
Good morning, Marsha.
and it's Shaw.
Which,
I know.
I mean, I know you've said good morning to all these people, but good morning.
Now
Good
you're
morning,
saying
Steve.
good morning. Jessica Bassett says, you all have a good day. I won't know if I'm approved for disability for 2 or 3 months after the hearing today, but whatever happens, I'm sure God has a plan, so I will trust in him. Thank you for that. Those are really encouraging words, not just for you yourself, but also for us to hear and to see that you are looking at it in such a way that you know the good Lord's going to take care of you. And a lot of times with disability, they 9 times out of 10 will deny it the first time.
That's
so
true.
that you can go to court and prove your case.
Yeah, it's a standard
That's what
procedure.
happened to me before I went through a disability hearing myself, and it took like a while, and then all of a sudden they denied it. I was like, what? So my sister ended up getting an attorney that she knew or a friend or whatever, and through Social Security, and bam, I was able to get it.
Well, Dad had a former disability judge that was one of his clients at the shop that he had, one of his customers. And Martin Spiegel was his name, and he got Dad his. It is good to have somebody who has been in the disability department for so long. The guy was a disability judge for I don't know how many years,
Yeah.
so he knows
It's
exactly.
a very discouraging and disheartening process.
Yeah,
It is.
I mean, I was going through paralysis, being in bed for a year, having a family, not being able to support them, and they still rejected me. And the first time they rejected me, I took that as just the final word. And so I went about trying to rebuild my life and my family for, I think, 5 more years. And it was a lot of suffering. A lot of suffering. And I had paid all the premiums into that system. I had paid all my premiums into that system. I had had my own business at one time, so I wasn't only paying my premiums, but I was paying the premiums of the people that I employed. And so that was a real hard experience and a hard pill to swallow.
because at the same time you don't have a job, and you're
Well, yeah,
you
and
don't
what
have
could I
money.
do?
Yeah.
My solutions before that was, you go out and you put time into it. You put your time and labor into anything, and you can solve any problem. You can earn more money if you need more money. You can fix what's broken if it's broken. You can do all that, but I couldn't even get up.
Yeah.
So that went on, and 5 years I was
You couldn't
in and out
even
of the
hug
hospital.
anybody,
Well, I could.
could you?
Well, I mean, I could. They could hug me.
Oh, yeah, but you couldn't like
mean-
get up and go around hugging people.
No, I mean,
for
yeah.
me, that would be terrible if I couldn't do that.
And I
Just
wasn't
saying.
always on my back. I mean, I could get around enough. I never was so except for the short period of time that I actually had paralysis where my legs didn't work at all. Most of the time I could actually get myself back and forth to the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah.
So I had that going for me, and praise God I did. A lot of people don't.
Are you hosting a watch party over there?
No.
No? Oh, we got
He
quite
just shared it.
We just got quite a few people on here, so hey, welcome to the party. Priscilla Kemp is on with us.
But then after 5 years of that, and then I went down and was in bed again for another year. You know, during that time was when my family and friends all said, "You have to do this. You have to go follow through this. You have to get a lawyer."
Yeah. Well, the bad thing is you know you have to be patient with it, and I never applied for disability. I applied for Medicaid whenever I was without a job one time, and I got rejected because they said, you know, oh well, you have to apply for disability, da 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 da. So it's like one of those catch-22s. I see people that live off of that stuff, and it's so easy for them, and they can. I've seen people that can clearly work.
I was so mad when I finally got that stuff. They gave us so much money in food stamps. I was like, look, no wonder taxes are so high. I mean, this was back in the 90s, and they were giving us $500 a month.
It can be emotional, too. It can be emotionally draining.
I was really upset. I was like, why do you give people this much money? We can't even spend all this. We have to buy name brand everything in order to spend this much money.
Yeah, and it always frustrates a lot of people where they are eating like ramen noodles and
things
and like that, and then you see
Before
somebody with their EBT card getting like T-bone steaks and you know top of the line
That's
stuff.
wrong.
You know.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing that upsets you. You know, you're working hard. I was working sometimes 80 hours a week, 79 hours a week in labor. You know, and then going home and working on remodeling my house, and then you go to the store and see this stuff, and I never really paid much attention to it. I was always trying to be understanding and
Jessica.
Grateful that people could, you know, survive well and have good things. But then when I went from not being able to afford anything really great, you know, always having
That's
to
really
compromise,
funny.
then to the next minute having so much excess because I was disabled, I thought, what system? What is wrong here? This is
Jessica's comedic bone is really working hard today. I've given people a hard time, she says. I have the attorney and the others, or I tell the attorneys and the others that if I don't get disability or temporary financial aid, I guess I'll go to Mexico and come back as an illegal immigrant and get all the benefits I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
funny.
That's good.
Denounce your citizenship and
Come back as an illegal immigrant.
yeah.
That's funny.
That's pretty
too,
good.
That's too funny.
That's
And you know,
the
it's a
comedic-
shame because it would work. If she denounced her
She's a
citizenship.
comedian of the day, apparently.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, she is. She's had some really good ones.
Ironic.
Like, there's a guy up at work one time, and his wife had been up there. And then she came up there and was visiting for a minute. And he said, and everybody was standing around, and this guy said, yeah, he met my better half. And she said, what? He seen your butt? So it was funny. That was comedic gold. The way everybody reacted to it, it was perfect. Perfect comedic timing on that.
Yeah, I was just going to say good timing. And sometimes when you have good timing like that, it's even funnier.
That was one of those ones where everybody had to walk away because they were laughing so hard. You know, but
Been there.
even himself included, he was laughing. He's like, he goes, yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
We're all having a hard time breathing because we're laughing too hard. We had a lot of fun things happen up there at work. A guy with really long hair was rolling around on a creeper to get underneath the trailer to look at it, and his hair got tangled up in the wheel.
Oh, man.
And he was standing there with a creeper hanging, like standing up, and then like this was like just standing there, and we couldn't help him right away because we were too busy laughing. We tried to laugh, but I mean,
But
we
he was
were
like
literally, He
you
was
have
like,
to
yeah,
cut
go
it?
ahead. Yeah, I cut a little bit of it up. He came out the next day, his head was shaved.
Oh, wow.
He's like, that's never happening again.
Yeah.
But the thing is we were sitting there laughing so hard that we couldn't help him. I mean, I'm like, from me to you to him, I'm like, hold on, because we were laughing too hard. But we shouldn't laugh at the pain of others.
Depending on what the pain is.
Hey, he thought it was funny. He still thinks it's funny till this day.
Yeah.
That's good.
Is he still shaved? that
No, but he keeps it braided pretty tightly.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Or, has a whole bunch of, he has it in a ponytail with a whole bunch of little, not like scrunchies. I guess they're not scrunchies. They're the rubber
Hair
bands,
ties.
hair ties.
Yeah, hair ties.
Do you guys remember scrunchies?
Yes.
They still make those,
Yes,
Yeah,
I was just
they're
going to say,
popular.
I've seen
Yeah.
them.
Still.
I've seen them on people.
And you should have seen back in the day. Now, have you ever worn like one of those little clips that you tie your shirt through that shows your midriff?
Oh, I've seen those. I haven't worn them.
Oh, no? Oh. Me either. No, just making sure.
What are we talking about?
Midriff shirts. Just remember back in the 80s, those clips?
Tank top.
No, those
Oh,
clips with the two slots in them, and you run your shirt through it and pull it up, and it would like,
Oh, yeah.
and it would always, that was always cool. Where did that fad go?
I don't know, but I thought that was very.
Some of those
well, it
fads
was
are
very
coming
sexy.
back.
Yeah, that's a problem. Now high-waisted jeans are back now.
And then the holes.
No midriffs are really being shown anymore, which I'm okay with. The Christian man in me is like, that's good. And that's
Well,
really
now
good.
they've got the holes in the jeans. And at first, when that first came out, I thought, man, why are they wearing jeans with holes in them? And I'm seeing a lot more of those.
It's like
And now-
suddenly I'm dressing like the popular kids.
And they're $60, I heard.
Oh, more than that. There are jeans. All right, so I saw a pair of denim shorts, and it was like $120 for a pair of these denim shorts, where all they had was the seams holding up these other seams, and then just a little patch of fabric in the middle. Like, it was.
Yeah,
That's
so
all I
that's
can
where
say
the-
about that.
I think that's going to be a fad. I think that's going to end up being a fad. It's going to go away, just like the bell bottoms.
It's basically like wearing underwear and jean shorts, but the frame of the jean shorts where the inseams and the cuff seams are held up by the seams on the side and on the inside. So basically, you just have open leg and then basically the shape of underwear, and of worth of material in the middle. So it's like, really, come on.
Well, I
But-
think that's going to go away.
I don't know about you guys. I mean, I worked all summer in as a cashier, and I saw most people were dressed fairly modestly.
I watered the plant twice today. The plant is actually looking a lot better now. Look at
Wow.
Jay.
It actually looks green.
Yeah.
So I watered it twice today.
People have been dressed mostly very modestly.
Yeah.
I think carefully and considerately, really.
Yeah, working at doing ride share programs, picking people up from the bar, I have seen that some do still dress that way. But I mean,
That's a different scene, though.
it is a way
That's
different
one
scene.
where people are looking for.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think guys should walk around with their shirts off either. They just passed a law in Oklahoma to where women can walk around topless.
Yeah, I did hear that.
And they legalized medicinal marijuana, but the whole thing is like they're saying, now in Oklahoma you can smoke weed topless walking down the street now.
And you can't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Could you just imagine going down through Oklahoma City and seeing that? What a.
I didn't see one pair of naked breasts while I was out there.
Yeah, I
that's
don't
good.
imagine
So-
a lot of people are going to take.
I think
up
that's
on that.
rare. I think it's going to be you have to be in the neighborhood.
No, I wouldn't go to any of the party lakes or anything that
Right,
are
that's
around
what
there.
I'm saying.
But I try to stay away from those. But the fact of the matter is, if I ever go to a lake or something in Oklahoma, there's going to be a possibility that you're going to see topless females walking around out there. And I get it. I get it from a feminism standpoint. If men can legally walk around topless, why can't women? Right?
I don't think it's any less appropriate.
I don't think it is either. I think men need to keep their shirts on too. That's just.
Though I do think it's a little different
It is a little different.
in the risk
It's like,
category.
why do men even have boobs to begin with? It's. But I see people and a lot of guys don't walk around shirtless anymore, and it happens so infrequently that when I see a guy walking down the street with no shirt on, it surprises me.
Yeah.
Like, well, that doesn't, you don't see that every day. But when we were younger, it was not abnormal at all. Guys walked
common.
around without shirts on all the time.
Yeah.
I lived in Florida. No shirt was a shirt.
I think that's good that men have realized that it. If it is going to be equal, do they want the woman of their dreams and hopes
To be
walking
walking
around
around topless. No.
So they've decided to be more modest themselves, which is a really good. See, I think a lot of these liberal ideas do generate some positive outcomes.
Yeah,
they bring
true.
they bring things to light that maybe we've like I always say, the stone tablet of the Ten Commandments on the courthouse steps, speaking for us for too long. You know.
Yep. Like, hey, I'm part of that group. You know, you're right.
Instead, when somebody starts trying to take action and it highlights our hypocrisy,
Yeah.
we start to make changes in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, not all liberal ideas are bad. It's the crazy liberal ideas that are, and those aren't. I wouldn't even
But
call.
they sometimes
I
are
wouldn't
the
even call
very
those
things
just
that
liberal
expose the hypocrisy.
I don't want to just call anybody that's crazy like that like literal or liberal, because I think the progressive should just be called progressive, not liberal, not. What's the other one? Liberal.
Depends on the definition. Definitions are changing now, so it's
Yeah.
hard to say what you mean and be understood.
Yeah, Stephanie Shaw agrees. She says, I don't think that either should walk around without a shirt.
I don't,
You know, and I see.
it's provocative.
It is.
When I was a younger man and walked around without a shirt, I had women,
Cat call you?
no, touch me.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, women can get away with that.
Well, it's not a very comfortable feeling when a stranger's like just
Like coming up and just.
indulging themselves in a way without,
I love the way you said indulging themselves.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're not a piece of cake. You're a human being. You're a piece of cake that's on a plate in front of them at the dinner table. You're a human being. So that's not.
That's one
it
way
is
of putting
strange. It is strange.
So, off subject. You received some news yesterday. Did you still want to tell us that after the show?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I'll wait and announce it later on.
Okay. Okay. Later on, meaning another day.
Yes.
For our listeners.
Yes.
So tune in next time he's on here. She says, and if you want to do it in your own home, not in public, she said that's fine. Or, I mean, it says, and if you want to do it in your own home, not in public. And I agree with that. If you want to sit around, I don't wear a shirt whenever I'm sitting at the house by myself. It's just simply, I get too hot too easy. So I've never went out of my house without a shirt on. Scott says, I don't even wear shorts. Laugh out.
Yeah, I used to wear
Wow.
those shorts more too.
I mean,
do it in
Scott, you're
swimming.
going to have, I have seen you standing out on the front of your porch with shorts on.
ooh, here comes
and-
confession time.
Never really, I think I've seen him shirtless once or twice over the years, but I've seen him out there in his shorts.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with shorts, depending on what kind of shorts you have on.
Well, I wear Speedos, so.
I was just going to say
Yeah.
there's Speedos, but
I think men do have to take responsibility, and there can't be a double standard.
I
There
agree.
really can't be.
I agree.
And believe me, as men, you don't want women feeling as though they have the liberty to just do what they want with you, or to think of you and treat you however they want.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a really good feeling to be to have somebody not see you for who you are. That's not a good feeling.
Right.
It's not a good thing.
Steve, no. I'll talk to you later about that. He's saying I thought today was
So
my
this
last
is not
day.
going to be your last day, he said.
Oh,
He says, I thought this was going to be your last day, Steve.
I know, Steve. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
So on that topic, too, still in recovery, what do we learn? We learn that we have to do things about the things that we can do something about,
Right.
and not worry about things we can't do anything about. We cannot dictate other people's modesty. We
Yeah.
cannot dictate other people's
In his defense,
morals.
in Scott's defense, it's been years since I've seen him out on his porch in shorts.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what he's talking to currently. He hasn't been out on the
yeah.
front porch in shorts.
He always, we always have this thing. When I come home and he's sitting out on his porch, I'll hear, brother. And I'll be like, hey, Goomba.
Oh,
Yelling
that
across
almost
the-
sounded like Hulk Hogan.
Huh?
That
Brother. Yeah.
No, brother.
Yeah. He says, okay, I don't leave my porch with shorts on. That's true. I've never seen him off of the porch with shorts on.
See, there you go.
He's naked, but that's all right. That's neither here nor there. Yeah.
I think maintenance is the key.
Yes.
An example.
Yeah.
Men, when they
He's taking us back.
look, when you see somebody who's dressed immodestly, man or woman, if it's a desirable thing, something to you that is desirable as far as your sensual excitement, you do realize what's happening to you, and you have the choice to control yourself and look away or to not. And self-control is the key. We have to be able to. And what message does that send? It sends the message that, look, I don't want to see this. I'm disapproving of this.
Right.
And
What is it? I heard a woman say one
that's
time.
the feedback people need.
She said she'd rather see a fully. A woman told me this, or trying to think. Said she didn't want to see a naked guy. She would rather see a nicely dressed guy in a nice car, rather than a half naked guy running around the neighborhood or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm sure the images are that provokes are very different than the images of a naked and the imaginations. The imaginings that they have of a man who's well dressed in a car are not the same as the imaginings that they have of a naked man.
Well, because there's no imaginings if you're the person just
Well,
running
you
around
might
naked.
see somebody who takes care of themselves, which means they probably take care of the people around them in their lives,
Scott
right?
says he has wore shorts with cowboy boots on the beach.
That's
pretty cool.
very interesting clothing.
I'd like to
you
see
know.
that picture.
I walk
No,
in
I
on
actually, actually wouldn't.
I don't.
But I think it would be funny. It'd be like the same thing we were laughing at somebody else's pain.
Cowboy boots and shorts.
I don't know if it's still on there, but my the Google Maps of our house, I saw the Google car drive by, and then go back up the road, and I was in a red sleeveless shirt, a pair of shorts, and cowboy boots. I'm like waving to my. I don't know if it's still on there or not, but yeah, on the street view, I was waving at the camera, so I've been immortalized.
Oh,
on Google Maps.
man, I would love to see that picture.
You know, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Oh man, folks, get ready.
So this is gonna be interesting. I wonder if I can. Local businesses.
Sure.
If I can get it, I'll make sure we. Let's see. Search Google Maps. There we go. It's one of my saved places. All right, now
Saved places
let's
or
go down
saved?
to the street view of satellite.
He's actually, well, wow, you're actually really doing that. You gonna show it to everybody?
We won't see it on YouTube.
No,
Oh.
it's different now. They've changed it.
Oh man.
Don't you think, though, guys, that we should be promoting that? And I know I'm just trying to harp on the same subject, but I think that the problem is that we're not all, we're not promoting the right thing. Look, if you have to cover your eyes when somebody's dressed immodestly and provocatively, that is a good thing to do. Covering your eyes it's not something to be embarrassed about. It means that you're trying to limit what you're feeding the images in your head.
Oh no, I'm wearing a green tank top.
Oh, you're still there.
Oh, I'm not wearing. Am I not wearing boots? I'm not wearing boots.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna save this image.
How did you know you were on it?
I did the street view.
And you saw yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna save this.
That's
Scott
funny.
even said that it's on there, so apparently it is.
You
Yeah,
gotta share it.
yeah, you can see
Share it on
on the,
Facebook.
and it has to be the street view. I still got my Blazer. They blurred out my license plate. That's nice of them. Good job, Google, and your legalities. There's my camper that I live in. Wow,
Man, I'd like to see that.
this is crazy. I think Grandma and Grandpa were still alive whenever this was taken.
Folks, you're in for a real treat if he shares this.
Well, this is crazy. Google Maps is insane. It's insane.
Yep.
I mean, you can zoom in. You can. I can't really show you. I don't want to turn this
Hi,
around and
Misty.
lose. But yeah, I'll show you later, Jay.
Okay.
You'll think it's cool. It's like, hey, I'm wearing I don't know what kind of green shirt, bright red shorts, and Looks like tennis shoes.
Was it Christmas?
No. It
Sounds
could have
like
been.
a Christmas
Could
ornament.
you imagine this in snow?
Very easily could have been.
Sounds like a Christmas ornament.
Elf on the shelf?
He says, Mr. Prince says hi. It's still on there, Matt. And Steve Schultz says, that is workout pants. What is he responding to?
I don't know.
Did I just hear somebody move around in here?
Yes. I don't know who that is.
Hey, it's Tom Young. Doing good. Good to see you. Be sure and tune in next show.
Hey, Tom.
The Something to Celebrate with Tom and Amber. They do a good job. And,
It really is something to celebrate. I love the show, Tom.
Yeah. Step into the sunshine and out of the rain.
Yeah, excellent production.
It's a good song. It gets stuck in your head if you listen to it too long.
Apparently, it did yours.
Well, it's funny because last week I didn't, to quote Amber, I did not give Amber the finger.
Okay.
So it was sitting there just going, and they were just bobbing their heads back and forth for like 30, 45 seconds before they started talking. So funny. She's like, well, you guys have been on for quite a bit now. So I'm just going to see how long it took them to realize that they were on there the whole time. But, yeah, tune in next. It's going to be fun. I need to start looking up something to talk about. First thing I'm going to talk about today in regards to like any kind of promotion of any kind. The 28th and 29th is the first annual, I'm going to say first annual for now. That's not official yet, but I'm going to say first annual live stream telethon. 28th and 29th, starting at 8 a.m., going till 8 p.m. Monday, and then the same on Tuesday. So we're looking for sponsors of half-hour segments, people who want to have 3 minutes to talk about their business or what have you, and then they'll continue playing throughout the year. Anytime anybody watches that video, they'll see that commercial. So get with us if you have any questions or any inquiries on how you can help us out financially. Go to axmediagroup.com/please donate if you just want to donate, or there's also a way to email us 4321axtreasurer@gmail.com for more information on how you can get involved in helping us and you doing the right thing. So
Amen.
that was my commercial. So, go up in the comments. He said, Robin says, sharp dressed man in Oklahoma has gone bonkers.
Yeah,
Yes, it
that's the
has.
headline.
Steve says, I have work pants to wear to church. Scott says, it's still on there, man. Da, da, da. And then, okay, so Steve says, that's workout pants. Gotcha, Steve. Steve says, I wear shorts all the time. I wore jeans yesterday for the first time, and it made my knees sore.
Really?
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, he had his knee replaced.
Yeah, so he must
Oh,
still
well,
have
then that,
sensitive
you know.
scarring.
Well, it's a good thing you're already married because,
Ooh.
what do they call that? Proposing would not work for you.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to get out on one knee.
No,
No, that
no.
wouldn't work.
no, wouldn't work
Yeah.
at all.
No.
I mean, which knee do you put on the ground? It's
Yeah,
not-
that's true.
Yeah, boy, that
Either way.
just feels painful even thinking about it.
yeah, it does.
Ooh.
It really
My
does.
knee's
I got
starting to hurt now.
No, my
Yeah,
knee,
mine
my knee has been hurting. I don't know what it is.
It's
but,
weather change?
I feel swelling inside, like not just in the front where the kneecap or the capillary. What is that? Tibia? What's the kneecap called? Tibia? Yeah, it's tibia. Anyways, I feel swelling on the inside there, and like my knee is I feel pressure on it, and it hurts. So, yeah, I guess it's a change in the weather. This is the one that it did this job right here.
Yep. It's got to be weather because
And
I
then it
had
got
my
really
hip
hot.
replaced.
And it got what?
It got really hot when it did that, and then
good.
just lost all strength in it.
Yep.
I thought maybe I can work the rest of the day and then go to the doctor afterwards. No, wasn't happening.
What did they have to do to it?
They didn't have to do anything. I wore an immobilizer splint for a couple days, but after it kept sliding down my meat hook of a leg here, I got a hinge brace, and wore a hinge brace for a few weeks, and then I just started taking it off because
You're tired of it. You're
Getting
feeling
tired?
better.
Yeah, and the doctor said, "Well, I'm glad you started weaning yourself off of that because the longer longer you have a brace, the more chance of re-injury.
Mm-hmm.
Because
dependent on it.
yeah, all the stuff that holds your leg from going side to side, because that's what happened. That's why it was a hinge brace because it braces the sides, not the front and the rear. So you have full range of motion, with the exception you can't lock your knee with a hinge brace on. But you have, other than that, you have full range of motion, except for it can't go from side to side. But you know, one thing that drives me nuts is that whenever you hurt your knee, you go into the doctor. What's the first thing he does? He starts bending it and twisting it. And,
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he'll push on the side of your kneecap here and pull
Does that
this
hurt?
way. And how's that? Ah! Oh, okay. So that's where it hurts. Then, yeah.
Yeah, that tells me exactly
Does this
what it
hurt
is.
when I do this? Yeah.
Yeah, they used to do that test to me too. Yeah, the way they lift your leg a certain way, have you hold your toes a certain way, and they lift your leg and,
And they figure out
sets
exactly,
off your reflexes, and
literally.
you jump, and it hurts.
Oh, what was it?
Been there.
The doctor told me back then. He's like, just plan on having troubles with your knees when you get older, because I had my legs dangling off the side of the bed, and he took my kneecaps and wiggled them a little bit, and you could feel and hear them creaking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
My hip, the ball, and the hip, I forget what you call it, but they said it was shaved down to the point where it was starting to rub bone on bone.
Why are you shaving your ball joint in your hip? Now, do you
Hey,
use a straight razor for that, or does it have to be a special curved one?
probably a special curved one because of the ball.
What kind of axle grease do you use?
Just the good old
Mineral oil?
Yes, yes.
Fatty oils?
Fish oil.
Where are we going with this, folks? I don't know.
Yeah.
Steve says he wore braces for years at work. He also says he knows a good doctor that he can hook me up with. He also says that they do that to me at therapy. They twist and bend and make him move. I went with our buddy Kevin to one of his physical therapy sessions, and they had a lady there that I guess was having physical therapy on her shoulder, and they had her walking up a little ladder on the wall with her fingers, and then walking down. I was like, wow, that looks really boring. It was really boring in there. Super boring.
Well, I got new PT coming up for myself because of my the disease that I now have. It's going to be some intense PT coming up, and they're going to be bending my knees, and we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
Dennis Everson just let me know that we have a copy notice on one of our YouTube videos because of a song I played. Which song was it? That's why I said which one was it. So I want to know because if it's an original from my son, we have permission to play that. If it's not, wait. Oh yeah, we played one a week or two ago.
From your son?
No. We played a song on here, and YouTube if it's a non-copyright, if it's a copyrighted
What
song,
show?
that's what I asked him. So I'm pretty sure he'll
Well,
tell me.
Hopefully it's not the Power Hour.
Hey, Matt's dad can put in a grease cert in your hip and grease it.
Yeah, you can just...
Thank you. Yeah,
Oh,
that'll
it was the
work.
one with the lullaby song, the a cappella group that we listened to the song.
Oh,
So yeah, YouTube put a copyright notice on it. So
does that mean it
Oh.
won't show?
I don't know.
They usually either can it or they, splice it. So that's what I was told. If you have a copyright situation,
Because we'll just have to go on there and cut it out. I guess.
I think they do it.
Yeah,
They
I know
do
that.
it.
I know that
They do it.
Facebook does. Facebook straight up mutes everything until the song is over with.
yeah,
That's why I use one of my originals, which I do have the copyrights for, to open up our show.
All right.
Because they've, I went back one day and I was like, wait a minute, we played music this whole time. So why can't we hear it? And as soon as the music was done, our voices slowly came back in. And I thought, that's interesting. what kind of auto program do they use that recognizes this stuff? Because, you know, of the hundreds and hundreds of thousands and thousands of videos that get posted, he says, I think it's okay as long as we don't make money on it. That's good. Thank you, Dennis, for all you do. He does keep our YouTube channel up to date as far as like tagging and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah?
And putting
Thank
them
you,
on,
Dennis.
putting them on the website. I believe Jim does as well, but Dennis, I think, has better internet than Jim does, so it's a lot less time consuming. But that being said, it's time for us to get out of here.
No way. It went that quick.
Yes, it did.
It's that time.
So it's time for us to get out of here. We'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel. Steve, thanks for being on the show with us today. We look
Hey,
forward
we
to
love it.
more times in the future, hopefully.
Yes.
Jay, as always, thank you, and thank you guys for tuning in today.
Yes,
Be sure
thank
and
you.
tune in next for the Something to Celebrate about Said the Happy Hour. Something to Celebrate with Tom and Amber. See what kind of kookiness they've got involved with today. So until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
and this has been
Morning Drive.
I guess I better do my